Steam against its use of the Dolphin emulator that has yet to come to the Steam Deck. And it was supposed to go naturally into the actual Steam Deck um, operating system, but as of yesterday, according to PC Gamer, uh, you know, Nintendo has a DCMA complaint against it, and a lot of people are wondering, why now? Dolphin has been out for a long time. And if you don't know, Dolphin is an emulator that emulates GameCube and Wii games, and yeah, it hasn't really been bothered with. And typically, emulators aren't messed with. It's not actually legal for an emulator. It's actually legal to reproduce the game, and it's usually ROMs that that are gone after, or mods, just like the Bowser situation in Canada, where he was modding 3DSs. That's typically what Nintendo has gone for, and Nintendo has been quite litigious recently, and a lot of people are wondering why. And especially with the Dolphin emulator, as I said, has been around for a long time, and it's an interesting one because they did find the community code for the Wii in the Dolphin emulator, which would make it actually illegal. They're using source code, and that unfortunately that is it's a ripoff of Nintendo's intellectual property (IP). But it is interesting to see them go after Dolphin, like I said, after a very long time. And it's actually I actually just got done watching the LAN show from LTT, where they discussed why Nintendo is so litigious and Japanese companies are so litigious. And it's interesting because you have to continuously fight for your copyright. A 52-year-old YouTuber was arrested in Japan over, basically doing a rundown of a game and having clips for anime. Yes, he wasn't the best YouTuber and was giving away endings and things like that, but typically here in the West, that's not something that's litigious. They don't have like fair use like we do, and it's actually you should check out last night's LAN show. I'm filming this May 27th, Saturday. But yeah, and that kind of gives some insight to why Nintendo is so bad with, Nintendo YouTubers, streamers, and anything that might seem like it's, attacking their copyright, they apparently have to go after them. Now, I'm not really one to. This isn't a defense of Nintendo. I still think it's dumb. I think Nintendo America should step in and, stop a lot of these things because again, it is different culturally. There's different laws throughout. I was going to say the country. Yes, there's different laws throughout the country, but throughout the world, and there are different copyright laws that you have to follow. And so, if Nintendo is solely basing their decisions out of Japan, it makes a little bit more sense for the legal standpoint, not for community standpoint. Late to the game of allowing Nintendo YouTubers and streamers. So I find this interesting. And people are also wondering, as I said before, what took them so long to go through the code and see, because Dolphin's been out for a long time. And I do believe it's because it is on the Steam Deck. Nintendo has had a pretty much monopoly over handheld gaming, and if you have not noticed, their Nintendo Online is starting to get more and more games, which means they're emulating their own games again. And if they don't fight the copyright now, on the general understanding of what's going on with Japanese copyright law is that they might lose that IP, so they gotta fight it all the time. And with all the ports they have, I have Breath of the Wild screens, desktop wallpaper behind me. Yeah, that was a port from the Wii U, as I keep saying. And if they don't, back it up, they could possibly lose it. It's why Disney fights for Winnie the Pooh. It's why DC and Warner Brothers have to fight for Superman. The use of the intellectual property, because here in the United States, after a long period of time, it becomes public domain and everyone can use it. Speaking of Winnie the Pooh, the original Winnie the Pooh, yes, that can be reused. The Disney version cannot, so you can't put a red shirt on your Winnie the Pooh. That's it in a nutshell. Like, Nintendo has had the domination of handheld consoles for a very long time. The Steam Deck is now its main competition, especially since Sony pooped the bed on theirs. They're just copying the Wii U gamepad. Nintendo should probably look into that. So yes, that's why they're being litigious about that. And of course, there was so much emulation of Tears of the Kingdom and the Switch games because the Switch hardware is old. It's feeling its age, and people want to play it with a better experience. And there was a lot of emulation for that, and they do have a problem with emulation and leaks of their major games. It's kind of like Nintendo has to fight, um, which again, I think they should be fighting in a different way, figuring out how these games keep getting leaked. Stop going after the small fries and go after the big fishes. But now? What do I think Steam is going to do? Valve is going to do? They're going to do nothing. Um, they're not going to bring this to court over one emulator. They don't need it. You can still download it. It's still up on the websites and in GitHub and all over the place through RetroArch. Yeah, they can. They don't have to do anything. It's kind of a dumb move if they do try anything. Um, yeah, and Dolphin creators, their devs can just put out instructions on how to download it to the Steam Deck. It was just making it a little bit easier. And do I think Dolphin's going to fight this? As of right now, I don't think so. I think it's time for them to kind of wait, see what happens, see if they're actually brought into court, um, see if they can fight it or change the code, which most developers probably will do. Dolphin is continuously being developed, so they're probably going to be looking into that just to make it all legal. Like I said, they're not ones distributing the games. Valve isn't distributing the games. Nintendo isn't really losing any money yet. It's kind of a preemptive strike. Like, we own the handheld gaming space. So that's what's going on. That really wasn't the video I was planning. I was planning on talking about emulation. I'm reducing my game size, but tell me what you think in the comments. Is Nintendo going too far? Are they doing the right thing? Yes, some things are legal, but is it right? Especially since while they are porting some games, they haven't been great at porting every game. Switch could easily handle GameCube and Wii games. They're just, the GameCube, that should be pretty simple. I can see the Wii Motion being, actually no. I think Joy-Cons have motion, so I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments. Like if you liked, dislike if you disliked. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost getting close to 700 here. So that's pretty awesome. Other than that, you made it to the end. You're amazing. Bye.